Hello, hello. I want to speak about how your menstrual cycle affects your mood and how this is knowledge that changed my life. And I really want to bring this to every single woman out there. If you're a woman, if you're a man, whatever whatever I'm gonna about to share with you, it's going to be really, really important for you to know. Because even if you're a man, you're gonna have a woman in your life somehow that you will want to support her with this knowledge. Okay, let's talk about how your menstrual cycle affects your mood. Did you ever notice that there's some times of the month where you feel like you're more positive, you're more motivated, your energy is higher, you can go all in? And then there are some other times of the month where you feel lower in energy. You feel like you can't give it your all. You feel like your motivation is low. You're more anxious. You feel more sad. You feel like life just feels a little harder. Well, let me tell you this. Your menstrual cycle is more than just your period once a month. Your menstrual cycle is more than just your ovulation once a month. There's so much more to your cycle than just a bleed that you get once a month. And I know in school I've been told your menstrual cycle is your period, that's it. And I never really learned how your menstrual cycle truly affects everything in your life. Let's talk about what that means. Why do we have a menstrual cycle? Biologically, we have a menstrual cycle so that we can get pregnant and make babies, right? To keep it super simple, a menstrual cycle is there so that we can get pregnant and have babies. And so, with that, we know, or we don't, that in order for us to be able to make a baby, there are constantly processes happening in our womb, not only in our womb, but in our entire body, right? Our brain is communicating with our womb is communicating with our brain, with our ovaries. There are just so many things happening every single day. So knowing this, we can also know, or we can also understand that every single month your body is preparing for a possible pregnancy. If you're a woman and you're not on birth control right now and you're ovulating, your body literally is preparing for a possible pregnancy every day. Even just thinking about that is like mind blowing, right? We know, okay, your body is preparing for a possible pregnancy every day. That means that there are processes happening within your body, within your brain, within your womb that is making that possible. That also means that any processes in our body are governed by hormones, right? So we need hormones to sleep, to grow, it affects our mood, to digest food. So many things are happening with hormones. Without hormones, we are not existing, right? So hormones are great. We need hormones, right? And there's so many hormones out there. The ones that I will be focusing on today is our female reproductive hormones, our female sex hormones. We have estrogen and progesterone. These are the two main hormones that I'm going to talk about. Obviously, there are a lot more hormones involved in all of these processes, but for the sake of this and making it super simple, let's just talk about the two main hormones that we as women have and that affect our mood. And so if we know that we have hormones as women that affect us every day, that prepare us for a possible pregnancy, that also means that these hormones are not the same every day. That when we're about to approach ovulation, our hormones are shifting. If we get pregnant, our hormones are different again. If we don't get pregnant, our hormones are shifting again. So there's constant shifting of estrogen and progesterone in our bodies throughout the month. You can see estrogen and progesterone as two hormones that work together, like yin and yang. They're both important, but they also both complement each other. And we want to have enough and not too much or too little of one and the other. So it's important to have the right amounts of both hormones in your body so that you feel good and you don't feel off. Okay, so let's explain how these hormones are shifting in our body and how that affects our mood. So if we know estrogen is the dominant hormone in the first half of the cycle, so before you ovulate, that's where the majority of women are actually feeling great. Estrogen is a feel-good hormone. It helps with the production of serotonin as well, which is the happiness hormone, right? So it helps us to feel good. It gives us a boost of energy. It makes us feel more outgoing, more confident, right? So estrogen is a great hormone to have, and that one is the dominant hormone in the first half of the cycle. In the second half of the cycle, right after ovulation is over, progesterone is the dominant hormone. So you can literally like see a huge shift of both hormones happening in the body. And that's where you're more likely to be more going inwards. You're not as extroverted, maybe your energy is a little bit lower, you feel more tired, you feel hungrier. That is because the hormone progesterone is the dominant hormone in this phase. So even just knowing this means that through the shifts of the hormones, you are shifting as well. The way that you think, the way that you feel, your mood, your energy, all of that is shifting. That also means that you change throughout the cycle. Now, if right now you are struggling with a hormonal imbalance, which 80% of women have a hormonal imbalance actually today, and 70% of these women don't even know that they have a hormonal imbalance. When that is the case, your mood might be affected even more, right? So if you already struggle with anxiety, that anxiety can be heightened in certain phases of the month. If you already struggle with depression, that depression can be heightened in certain phases of the month. What does this mean for us as women? For us as women, that means that we need to learn how to regulate our hormones, how to work with our body instead of against our body, and how to sync our life with our cycle. I will be doing a separate video on that, and there are a couple of videos I already have here on my channel on how to do that. But this is the knowledge that truly changed my life, because this is going to help you work with your body and regulate a lot of the things that you might be struggling with right now, like mood, energy, motivation. I could go on and on about the different symptoms that women experience during this time, right? So the best way to balance your hormones is by syncing with your cycle. You can do this through food, cycling. You can do this through workouts, through life, work, relationships. There are so many ways that you can learn how to work with your body. So I like to use the word working with your body a lot more sometimes than cycle syncing, because ultimately what you're doing is you are giving your body what it needs during this time. Because if you don't, if you're working against your body, it will be heightening your stress and will make some of those symptoms that you're experiencing even worse. So instead of working against your body, when you're working with your body, you're helping your body flourish and feel good. And this way you will just feel a lot better. Okay. So the important thing when we're doing this type of work is to also allow ourselves to slow down and take time for ourselves. Whatever that might be looking like, that is extremely, extremely important. Now, as I mentioned, there are a lot of other videos I speak about this on how you can sync with your cycle and how all of this looks like. But my biggest message here in this video for you is to recognize that you're not a machine. Your cycle has an immense effect on how you feel and your mood. And the more that you recognize that, the more you take it easier on you, the better you're going to feel, the less judgy you're going to feel towards yourself. Because I know this is something that I have struggled with for many years in my life. And I know many, many women I work with struggle with that. So that is my message here. I hope this gave you a little bit of insight as to why certain things are happening. I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you in the next one.